This is next lecture. In the next lecture, we are going to talk about poverty as a challenge. Poverty, but poverty as a challenge. Okay, about poverty, word given here. So, poverty, when we see in our society, in our area, in our nation, then how do we face from this extreme poverty? About poverty, we will say, but as a challenge, we will say to poverty. Clear? So, first of all, we need to define word of poverty. Here given definition of poverty. Through our perspective, let's understand about poverty word. Poverty means what we understand. What do we understand about poverty? Poverty means a person who will have lack of financial, lack of cloth to wear. Okay, to wear. Whereas lack of employment, lack of food security. Okay, and there are major lack of facilities wo person face from this type of lack of facilities. Then this type of person come in the category of poverty. Okay, if a person will have access to financial resources, then automatically this type of a person can out of can be out of what get out can be get out of the poverty, get out of poverty, obviously. Major reason, there is major reason. There is major reason financial resources, whereas health through help of money we can consult our health to a doctor. Okay, if we financial resource look keep other side, apart from this, whatever are need for a poverty person, that is what cloth, food security of their life, and safety. Okay, citizen access to a scheme whatever are provided by the government, and equality among people. Okay, access to education, access to medical, access to hospital. Let's look through given definition. Poverty is a state. This is not talking about Jammu Kashmir state, Jharkhand state, Bihar state. Not. This is not talking about it. Talking about our states. No. This is saying what it is in a state of poverty. Okay. Our poverty is a state from which we face a lot of challenges, where people have lack the financial resources, and people have lack of essentials for a minimum standard of living, so that means if a poverty person will have what minimum standard of living, through this person can survive, can live for some days. If this will be continued, then it will be survive for a long time. Okay. Through this definition, it is saying what these are two major hint of poverty category. Next is poverty in India. In our country, what are status of poverty? What are situation of poverty in our country? Poverty is one of the most difficult challenges faced by India. Yeah. And today it is this is a number here given. Approx 270 million people are living in poverty category. Time was 2011-12. Okay. This time, this was number. Today, in our time, today percent, what will be number? Yeah, obviously you would say, but today it will be less. This number will be less because our government will be what? Our government would be taking decision for this type of poverty person. Our government would be taking decision in parliament for this welfare, for welfare of this person. Okay, according to report, this is number according to report. So this number indicate what in our country how many people are living as poverty. This is not a small number, as we can understand, as we can feel. This is not a small number. If this number are living in poverty category, so obviously this will be what this will be more difficult challenges in our country. And according to this number, this sentence is saying what in your country poverty is one of the most difficult challenges faced by India. So through help of this number, it is saying our report, our census report, our economic report tells us status of poverty, status of education, status of health of public. What can be understood by poverty? Okay, let's understand. Poverty also means lack of shelter and food. That is, we were talking here. Poverty also means lack of shelter, lack of food, security. Person want to be food insecurity, but whereas poverty person who are in category of poverty, this are in food security. These people would not be getting standard food for standard living. That's why we say it is known as food insecurity. Okay, it is known as food insecurity. Shelter, food, these are measure. That's why here given this word. Whereas here in definition of poverty, this definition was describing about lack of financial resources among poverty person, whereas minimum standard of living, essential things for a minimum standard of living. So in senior things, this type of lag material will come. So poverty also is considered by lack of shelter and lack of food. Also means lack of education, lack of access to education, lack of health treatment, and lack of clean water and sanitation. These are major facilities from which any person can live as a standard living. But whereas other side, people are facing extreme extreme challenges from this lack of facilities, then obviously absolutely we can say what how this type of a person will be living without these facilities. How we can feel we are living with these facilities, so we are feeling comfortable. Other side we face challenges, but in this regarding we don't face challenges. Okay, because these are main measure of a person. These are first primary resource of a person. Okay, first primary resource we are getting this first primary resource, whereas person who are in category of poverty, this type of person are not getting this type of facilities of food security, facilities of safe drinking water, facilities of access to education. Poverty person are not getting, and whereas these are primary resource to live, and this type of facilities, when someone person will have this type of facilities, then someone person can feel better, can feel comfortable in their life. Poverty as a sin by social scientists. Now we are going to talk about this poverty as a sin, means how does social scientist see by poverty. There are usual indicators of poverty who uh, who are social scientists. Through this usual indicators, our social scientists see. So let's see how. When our social scientists say what income, consumption, lack of healthcare, safe drinking water will not be providing among people, then it will be known as poverty. Okay. Whereas through poverty line, our social scientists say what through poverty line, it can be measured who are in BPL and who are in APL. Full name will be above poverty line, below poverty line. So through poverty line, these are concerned of social scientist. Okay, this person say what by poverty line we can measure who will be in BPL and who will be APL. Okay. A common method is used to measure poverty will be based on income, consumption level, or consumption level means through income and through consumption level we can understand who will be NBPL and who will be APL through income consumption. And this are measure if we will have income level better, if we will have better income level, then through our income we can improve to our life. Whereas consumption will be better in our life, then obviously we will survive. So obviously we can say what we are not in poverty category. But here why am I saying what will be better then? No. Here person are earning money, but here we see what consumption level is more but income is low, then how this type of person will survive as a standard living? That's why our social scientists say what through poverty line we can measure. We will measure through given line. A person is considered poor if his or her income or consumption level will fall below a given minimum level. So it will be necessary to fulfill the basic needs. If basic needs, okay. If a person will be able to fulfill the basic needs, so it will be in APL, okay. Consideration for poverty line in India. Minimum level of food requirement. These are consideration. These are main element. Means it should be minimum level of food requirement. Clothing. People should be clothed to wear. People should be access to education and access to medical requirement. People should have facilities of fuel, and people should have facilities of light, electricity, and also people should have LPG. Whereas people should have facilities of food items in which we get what calorie, and in our food requirement of calorie is compulsory. Okay. Now, do we need to next? Can we move to next? Obviously, from here till here we are clear. Now, in the next slide we are moving. In the next slide, whatever will come regarding this topic, regarding this chapter, we will discuss. We will be discussing in the next slide. We were talking about what social scientist. How does social scientist see to poverty person? Okay. So our social scientist says what through income level and or consumption level we can measure to poverty person who will be in category of BPL and who will be in category of APL. So through poverty line method we can measure. And here given, and we understood about the consideration of poverty. Okay. They accepted average calorie requirement is is 2400 calories per person per day in India in rural areas. Okay. It is a requirement in a single day for a person. Okay, it is required. How many calories? 2400 calories. This will be requirement for a person for a day. and 2100 calories, 2100 hertz. This calories will be requirement for a rural person, and 2100 calories this urban areas. This calories will for urban people. Okay, so here we are looking what, and whereas this calories, this is requirement for rural person. So let's just say difference, let's just say discrimination. This first of all I wanted to clear you, this is not a discrimination. Okay, this calories regarding to, according to need, according to need. This whatever you are looking calories, these are calories according to need, according to need of a person in a rural areas, person who are living in a rural areas. So in a rural areas, this type of a person will work through health, through physical, whereas in urban person of urban areas, this person will work through mentality. Okay, through mental, through mind, instead of what body, instead of physical body. Whereas our rural person will work through apart from mind, apart from mentality, through physical, through body, our rural person work. That's why this calories is a requirement for rural areas, rural person, whereas 2100 calories it will be a requirement for urban person. Okay, we have seen difference. Just what about 2400 calories, between 2400 calories and other side was how many, 2100 calories. So what was difference? We have cleared. Okay, we have cleared according to need. Person who are working through physical, that person will be include in category of rural areas. Interstate means between state, among state, what are it is parties means. Here we are not talking about the similarities, unsimilarities means inequalities means unsimilarities. So what are the perspective means, what for okay, for reduce poverty we will discuss, we will understand. So reduce poverty where in Punjab and in Haryana, whereas we see what in Kerala state has reduced what poverty, but here we are looking what disparities means. Here our Punjab and Haryana state have reduced poverty because of agriculture growth, whereas our Kerala state has reduced poverty because of human resource. So in a different, and there are different way. This state have reduced poverty, but in different way. That's why here given disparities on similarities. Our Punjab and Haryana state reduced poverty because of agriculture growth. In Punjab and in Haryana was happening agriculture, and here it is known as what agriculture sector, agriculture person, agrarian person. Okay, that's why it is given what reduced poverty due to agriculture growth. Here agriculture growth, this word is coming. That's why This happened in Punjab and Haryana state. That's why it is our country is known as agrarian economy. Agrarian. Kerala has focused on human resources. We were discussing in we have cleared in multiple previous lecture what about human resource. Japan country, this this one this is one country, Japan country have invested had invested in their public what human resource, and in a return Japan government get what human capital, whereas in our country are not what completely human capital. But in Kerala state, our Kerala state is getting focus on human resources, and that's why the government of Kerala gets what a result of this expanding of human resources on public. Okay, but here we can say why only in Kerala state this is happening. Huh? Yeah, why this is happening only in Kerala state? Because starting this is happening. Okay, so our government would be thinking if our state is becoming more effective for other state, means our state can work in this sector, then okay, it will be better, because it will be better for economy, and also it will be better for GDP. So it is not a problem, it is rather it will be more better. Our Kerala will be one state who will be getting focus on human resource. Yeah, I am agree our government provide to 29 states. Okay, but main only one focus our Kerala state pay attention uh, on uh, on human resource, so that in return government of Kerala could get what human capital. Public distribution system, it is a system, it is a scheme, it is a program. By this people will get food security. By this our government provide what food security to public. So public distribution system contribution to reducing poverty, it happened in Andhra Pradesh state and in Tamil Nadu state. What are features of high poverty rate? If high poverty rate, okay, high poverty rate. I think anti-poverty didn't come. Yeah, anti-poverty. Anti-poverty will happen. Yeah, here anti-poverty. Anti-poverty is better to apply in a nation. It will be reduced. If our aim will be to be reduce poverty, then obviously it will be known as anti-poverty measure. Okay. Features of what are features of high poverty rates? High poverty rates. High poverty means it is saying poverty will be high. Then what will be rate of rates of high poverty? Obviously, it will be more problem. It will be more problem for a nation, for a government, for a public. So if high poverty will come among society in a nation, first of all, our income will be inequality. Whatever we earn income, so our income, what will be our there will be impact on our income, on our income, because high poverty is getting enter our high poverty is entering. Okay. So obviously high poverty will be impact on income equality. Our income of person will be inequality. Unequal distribution of resources means here there will be distribution of resources in unequal way. Okay, now we need to understand what distribution of resource means. Our government provide a resource among society. So here some person will think what this is for us, like this anytime cancel, because why? Because of high poverty rates. Our government provide what resources to society. So obviously among people to distribute, it will be unequal to distribute. Okay, clear? Improper implementation of policies. Our government take a decision in parliament, and then our government thought what will think what now we need to do. Now we need to apply this policy. So on public, this implementation of policy will be improper, will be applied improper. Anti-poverty measures. Now this is next part. Anti-poverty measures means it will help to reduce poverty. If anti-poverty will come among society, will come in a nation. It has been a priority for the Indian government. Our only country, it is saying what it has been a priority. Now let's see how has it been a priority for the Indian government. Promotion of economic growth. When our government promote to economic growth, then our anti-poverty came into picture. Then targeted anti-poverty measures. Yeah, when we will reduce poverty, then in other words, it will be known as, I think, it will be known as anti-poverty measures. But whereas, such as for example, our green revolution in our country came. So this type of this type of anti-poverty, okay, anti-poverty. So this type of solution will come. This type of sources will come, then obviously poverty will go. Next is schemes. I think till here we are clear. Schemes. About a scheme we will discuss. Schemes, this scheme, and second this scheme. In short we say PMRY, and this scheme, that is in short. So full form name will be what? Full form will be Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. This is okay. So it was introduced in 2005, and aim of this scheme is to provide wage employment of 100 days of wage employment to every household. Now in your mind would be coming question, why by this scheme are being provided 100 days of wage employment? Because of to ensure livelihood. Okay, to ensure livelihood, our government will be responsible if among people people are not getting livelihood security, then our government will be responsible, and this is work of government. So by this help our government will take decision, and our government will promote this scheme. So today apply of this is continue. A person who will have this scheme, then person will be able to get a profit from this scheme, and it is livelihood security. It is livelihood security. If you means and it is made for rural person, not for urban person. Means person who will be unable, who will be able to be unemployment, who will be unemployment in rural areas. But here it is, this scheme is not saying means in a rural areas a person would be able to do work. Okay, people should be rural person, people should come from rural areas. But other side this is a saying means there is a clear this is not for urban person, urban areas. Okay, urban areas. This was introduced in 2005, and from this time it happened. It has started. It has started from this time. From this time, our government promote this scheme, and our rural person get what 100 days of wage employment. Okay, if a rural person is getting what is getting profit from this, then obviously our rural person will be livelihood security. Next scheme is Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana. This is the name of a scheme. In short, we say PMRY. PM Prime Minister, which is known as Prime Minister, RY Rozgar Yojana. So aim of this scheme is what to be self-employment. Okay, aim of this scheme is to be self-employment, and this made for people. Okay, for people. So this scheme is not saying for a only for rural person, only for urban person. Not. This will be for all person, all citizen who are living in a country, who are living in India, who have citizen of India. Okay, citizenship of India. So Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana, PMRY. I hope we are clear. So we need to understand what person who are citizen of India, this same person will be able to get a profit from this scheme. So this scheme will provide employment, and this scheme will push to public to be self-employment. Clear? Now next is there are some question, and this question is saying what question we should ask from myself. We should ask from ourselves. Okay, ourselves. Are people educated in our country, in India? Are people educated? I would say no. And you obviously after few seconds, after thinking of a few seconds, you would say what? Obviously in our country completely people are not educated. Completely people are not educated. People are not educated. Completely. What is using? Word is being used completely. Completely word is being used. Do they have a shelter? Today if you go in another place, then you will realize what some person is facing for shelter, so that person could stay in a home, in shelter, in a small home. What about their healthcare? So what about their healthcare? What about the healthcare of this person? Okay, of this person, what will happen? Obviously this person don't have shelter, then how access to healthcare this person will have? No, obviously no. Do they have a job security? No. Do they have? It is saying what it is saying. It is not saying what in our country people have a job security. Not, this is not saying. Here they word of they, word is they, means about this person. It is, this is talking about. Okay, this is talking about. So this is saying, do this person has a job security? No, obviously if this person will not have shelter, this person will not have access to healthcare, then how this type of job security, how this person will have a job security? It will be impossible. Okay, it will be impossible. So the answer is what is here. Completely person are not educated, and whereas do they have shelter? Few according to number of census, uh, we were understanding about poverty. According to report, 220 million, there was a 220 million poverty, 20 million number who were living in category of poverty. So obviously according to report, if we say, then there are more people who are living without shelter. And healthcare, obviously according to this question, it will be impossible to be healthcare, uh, to be healthcare uh, this person, to this person. And whereas obviously according to this question will be impossible to be in job security. That's it about that's what we discussed. What about people? No, poverty as challenges we were discussing, and now we are completely clear about poverty as a challenges. Okay, topic was poverty as a challenges. In topic of poverty as a challenges, we were discussing about a lot of word, a lot of data. There was some report according to poverty. Now in the next lecture, we will be discussing different topic. Okay, apart from this, we will be discussing different topics about development. Development is what? Okay, you know about development. So let's understand about development deeply. Okay, what will be meaning of a development? Development means what? In our area there is something to be required, then we say here government need to pay attention on this so that this can be required, can be repaired. Okay, so here it is saying what the different persons can have a different goals, obviously. And here we can say, let's suppose in a class where is a teacher, and where is some student. So obviously among students different students will have a would have different what goals, different goals. So obviously here we can understand what different let's suppose this one person, okay, this one person, here one person, and here a second person, and here third person, and thinking of this person will be different in compared to this person, whereas thinking of this person will be different as compared to this person. Thinking of third person will be different as compared to both to this person, okay, both to this person. So through this example we can understand what different persons will have a different goals. So why like this is saying what people desire are, okay, what people desire are, and you can say what public desire are. So here individual person, let's understand to be better wages, to be regular work, and to be employment, okay. Individual person want to be employment, okay, to be better wages. Individual person want to receive payment regularly, permanently, okay, without absence. And apart from this, what else can be? Equal treatment among people should be, I would say here there should be equal treatment among people. Freedom, yeah, obviously freedom, and you can feel this on freedom. If a person will be lived on freedom, then we can say how many times till a person will survive. So freedom there would be in different category, in different way. So freedom in salary, freedom in work, there are measure freedom, there are some freedom such as freedom in security, freedom in work, freedom in what respect, freedom to respect. These are desires of a people, of individual people. Our life is also dependent on other things apart from money. As we think what money is everything. Okay. Something limit. We can accept this. What money is everything. But there are something. Where we can't say what money will be everything. And as you can see, what our life is also dependent on other things apart from money. So apart from money, what are there, okay, the quality of life and other things like social relationship also matters. Social relationships, so these are apart from money, clearly. Similarly apart from social relationships, what is similarly for development, we are talking. People look at mix of goals. What is? Hence, the development goals that people are not only about better income, but also about other important things in life, such as social relationship we were discussing, we were talking. So it is the same what in the matter of development, in the regarding of development, people look at a mix of goals, and apart from better income, people life in the life of people matter what other important things. Countries with higher income are more developed than other with less income country. So obviously, country who will have greater income, then obviously that country will be known as greater income, better income, than rather than less income country. Country who have greater income is an indicator of better country, to be better country. Greater income is an important goal for a nation. If in a country will be greater income, then obviously through greater income country can be improved, country can be developed, nation can be developed. So greater income will be an important goal for nation. Now, what is the income of the country? When we say what this is income of the country, then let's define it. The income of the country is the income of all resident person who are living in a nation. So person who are living in a nation, and income of all living person. So it will be known as income of a country. The income of a country, the income of the country is the income of all the resident of the country. Okay, this is a definition of income of the country. Clear? Means like this we can define it how many whoever persons are living in a nation such as our India. In our India country, whoever persons are living in our country, and the earning of this person will be known as income of the country, income of the country, income of the Indian country. And income of the country will give us the income of all the resident of our country will give us the total income of the country. Clear? And which is known as GDP, gross domestic, full name will be gross domestic product. So here GDP are calculated by income of all the resident of a nation, and this income of all the resident, it is known as total income of the country. The average income is also called per capita income, and it is a connection with GDP. Countries with a per capita income of USA are like this, till dollar per annum and above in 2009 are called high income or rich country. Now in the next slide we will be discussing about rich country, about poor countries. So with this, when we compare with this dollar, then we say who will be rich country and who will be poor countries. Our country will be middle rich country, you can say middle rich country. So in the next slide we will find out. So here countries with per capita income of this USA dollar, and above of this will be, then country will be, then that country will be known as rich countries, and below of this will be, then country will be known as poor countries. So from here till here we are clear. We understood here in this slide what about development, meaning of development. Whereas through example of a student, we were discussing here what different student will have a different thinking. So obviously different person will have a different goals, and here there are some desires will be same among people, such as better wages, regular work, and apart from this, what else? So equal treatment should be among people, and freedom should be in each individual person. Security also, security would be in different country category, such as food security, salary security, respect. It is known as what? Your manner of a person. And after this, our life is also depend, means depend our life are depend on important thing. We think what money is everything. Okay, 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 money is everything, but here we need to be accept what apart from money there are something which we can say what apart from this, apart from money, social relationship matter in our life. Similarly, for development, people look at a mix of goals. Hence the development of goals, the development goals means goals of development, that people are not only about better income, and but also about other important things in life. Okay, countries with higher income, countries who are with higher income are more developed than other less income countries. Greater income is an important goal for a nation. Now what is the income of the country? About it we were discussing. Means definition of income of the country, what will be? So the income of the country, it is defined by the income of all the resident of a nation. Income of all living resident of all living person, this income will be known as income of the country. And this income of all living person, it give us what the total income of the country. The average income, okay, average income, it will be known as per capita income. Whereas the countries with a per capita income of this dollar per annum, above of this dollar will be high, then then countries will be known as, will come in the category of a rich country. And whereas dollar this dollar will become country of this dollar will come will below, then same country will be. This will be last slide of this chapter. Okay, let's move. We are moving to next. Those with per capita income means which means we were discussing in backslide about rich country, poor countries. So those countries with the per capita income of this dollar will be less, then those country will be known as low income countries. So it is simple. If country will be dollar of those country will be less of this dollar, then obviously those country will come in category of low income countries. So India, now our country, where is India, comes in the category of low middle income countries, because it's a per capita, depend on per capita. That's why our country is coming in the category of low middle income. Public facilities, what are public facilities? Public will take profit from public facilities. The money in your pocket, you can't purchase, you can't buy all the goods and services that you need to live well, that you may need to live well. Obviously public facilities we can't purchase, we can't buy, because there will take a lot of money. So obviously we can't afford a lot of money for public facilities. Our government will be responsible to build public facilities, because we public pay tax. Through tax our public material makes for public. Pollution free environment, it is compulsory, and population free environment should be compulsory. Many poor people can't even go close to it. Hence it is provided collectively and free. After collectively and free. Okay. Hence, certain facilities are provided by government for free, like infrastructure, health, education, security, which is essential for all. For all. Now, can someone say what we can purchase health, education service for all? No. We can build infrastructure for all? No. Security, we will be responsible security for all? No. So infrastructure, our government will be responsible because our public pay tax to government. Okay, for this you can say, and this infrastructure which is compulsory for all, for public. Next, this is a report, human development report. Why is this report human development report? It tell us what human development report published by UNDP at global level, United Nations Development Program. It compares countries based on the education levels of the people, and this is a report who tell us about the situation of education of a people, education level of the people of a country. Okay, and their health status. So what are status of health? Our human development report will tell us. Okay, whereas and per capita income also. So by this report comes us. Okay, now I hope we are clear. By this report we will get information of education levels of people in our country, whereas status of health, we will get information from this report, whereas per capita income from this report we will get information. And here we understood what about this dollar, who will be less on this dollar, then obviously those country will be come in the low income category. After this we understood about public facilities. There are some major public facilities which is known as infrastructure, health service, education and security, which is known as for all, for public. So this infrastructure, health, education, security for all we can't buy. Okay, we can't buy. So that's why our government is responsible for us, responsible for this. After this, we understood about human development report. First of all, this is report. By this report, what can we get? By this report, we can get what information, status, situation, you can say, situation of education levels of people in a country, whereas their health, status of their health in a country, we will get information. Okay, then per capita income. By this report, by this report about education levels and health status and per capita income, we will get information by this report. That's all in this